A very good morning, students. Welcome to class 11th. I will be teaching you political science. Today, I will be starting with the first chapter of our first book, that is Indian Constitution at Work. In this book, we will be talking about the Constitution, what are the various rights which are given in our Constitution, what are the directive principles which are involved in the Constitution. Starting with the introduction, Constitution. When we talk about Constitution, children, you have read in your previous class 10 that how there was a national struggle in our country. After lot of struggle, after sacrificing of lot of soldiers, we were able to attain independence in the year 1947. This year was the year when we celebrate our independence, and with this we come to the coming up of Constitution in our country. When we talk about the Constitution, it can basically be termed in one word as rule book. I'll give you a very small example. Suppose you are going for playing a match. In a match, there are 11 players. Suppose it is football, there are 11 players in each team. There are certain rules and regulations which has to be followed. If by chance any player is not following a rule and the referee says that he is not obeying to particular rule which is prescribed by the football game, we find that that particular team is being given a yellow card, emphasizing or signifying that he is not obeying to the rules which is attached to that particular game. Similarly, in our country, there are certain rules which are abided by the Indian government. Yes, our constitution is that constitution which is written and lengthiest constitution in the world. Our constitution is neither too rigid, neither too flexible. This means that time to time, according to the circumstances, there are major changes in the constitution, which means that they are flexible. At the same time, they are not so flexible also that according to the wishes and the aspirations, it keeps on changing frequently. There is certain procedure to make an amendment in the laws. Children, we'll come back to the chapter. We'll come back that Constitution is basically a written set of laws and fundamental principle which is there to develop a relationship between the people and the government. Why I am saying people and the government? Because it is the people who choose that particular government, and when they choose that particular government, what they expect is they expect that the government work according to the aspirations and needs of the people. This state and government which compromises a number of articles about the state, talking about the fundamental rights, various articles which are included, talking about the directive principles, emphasizing upon that in a democratic setup, people's voice has to be heard, and if by chance any government, any people, any ruler or any kind of a leader is not listening to the well-being of a person, there can be suitable laws and articles which are framed. Children, in this particular chapter, we will be talking about a very important question, that what is a need of a constitution? Again and again I am saying that in a democratic setup, a constitution is required. So the big question arises is that what is a need of a constitution? This is a important 5-mark question. I will be talking about the various functions of a constitution one by one. The first function of the constitution is that it provides a set of basic rule to allow minimal coordination amongst the members of a society. Children, you are well aware that our country is a best example of unity in diversity. Various forms of diversity can be found in our country. That is, in the form of religion, language, culture, etc. As a result of which, there is a diversity in our country. When all such diverse groups come forward with their particular demands, claiming about representing their own community, we find there might be clashes. But with coordination as well as with various articles which are embodied in our constitution, we find that the constitution allows the people to have maximum coordination so that any community do not feel that they are being neglected or they are being isolated from the rest of the population. To give you more clarity, let me give you an example of any South Indian who is selling idli sambar or a Nepali coming to our Delhi or Noida selling momos. They are coming from the other region of our country. But then wherever they are settling, wherever they follow their profession to earn their livelihood, we find that there is a liberty which is given to them so that they can also enjoy their fundamental right as a citizen of our country. This is that fundamental right which is provided by the Constitution of our country. The second function of constitution is that it specifies how the government has to be constituted and who has the power to make the decisions in the society. Children, you know very well that how before the coming up of democracy, how we had the monarchy in our country where king were the supreme power. All the decisions were made by the hands of the king and along with his ministers. But as soon as we came in a democratic setup after independence, we find that the government take care of each and every department so that each and every department in an office work efficiently and coordinate from lower to the upper, everyone coordinate to the particular department, so that nobody feels that they are not involved in the decision making. I'll give you a very small example to make it more clear. Suppose you go to a bank to withdraw the cash. In the bank, you will see that there is a peon who is doing all the administrative work. There is a manager who is taking care of the entire system of the bank. And there is a cashier who gives you cash according to your needs. Here, each and every member is working together in a bank so that there is a coordination among the various members. But at the same time, everyone is working under a head, as a result of which the manager is the overall head. That manager who has the supreme power to take the decision making or related to the bank. This is a small example of a bank. When we talk about our country, we have various MLAs, we have various MPs who represent their states and their expectations and the wishes of their people of that state who come forward in the parliament to represent their own self, or they coordinate in the decision power making of the constitution. The third important factor is that the constitution lays down certain limitation on government power by guaranteeing rights to the citizen. Here I am referring to the fundamental right of each individual in our country. You are well aware that in our country there are various fundamental rights which are given to every member of the society, however rich, however poor, however any alienated people they are in the society. Everybody enjoys the fundamental rights. To make it more clear, let me give you an example of a police station. Suppose there is a theft in your house. You go to the police station to have a FIR. In the police station, the policeman is not allowing you or is not writing an FIR. Here you feel that you are being devoid of your fundamental right. How are you devoid? Because everybody has a right of expression to speak against the injustice. Here the injustice is that the police officer is not listening to your complaint. As a result of which you can raise your voice against that particular police officer. You can go to the media and there will be definite action taken against that police inspector or the police person who is working in that particular police station. Why I am emphasizing on this? Because every individual is being given fundamental right to tell them that they possess the fundamental identity of that particular state. They should enjoy that identity, and somehow if they are being isolated or they are being alienated from that particular right, they have the various actions which can be taken along with that particular rights. The last and very important second last point is that the constitution allows the government to fulfill the aspirations of the society and create condition for a just society. Here we talk about the aspirations and the needs. All the constitution which has been framed is finally framed taking care of the public so that it is a welfare society. It does welfare according to the needs of a people, and if they are not working according to the needs and the aspirations of the people, then we can find that they will not be chosen in the next election. When we talk about the identity, in our country, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, everybody has a Aadhaar card. The Aadhaar card shows that it is an identity given to the Indian masses of our country. This identity which says that yes, we are the legal people of our country who abides by the rules and the regulations which are written by the constitution of our country. This is so that all the people know their fundamental identity that is related to them. Here, it is very important to give you a clarity that when we talk about the clarity, they are given into two parts, the political identity as well as a moral identity. Political identity of a person refers to that how he has the political rights. Number one, if he is above the age of 18, to abide by the rule of universal adult franchise, where every citizen of our country, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, sex, etc., can cast their vote in that particular constituency. And once they abide by this, there will be the government which will be chosen according to the majority and the minority, according to the votes which has been given to that particular political party. As soon as that political party gets the majority, they can take the clear government functioning. They are in the clear government functioning of our country. The second identity which is very important is talking about the moral identity of the person. The word suggests which talks about the morals, which talks about the norms of the society. Children, in our family, there are irrespective values which has been given to us since our childhood, and it has been imbibed in our culture, knowingly, unknowingly. For example, touching the feet of our elders, bowing down our head when we visit a temple, taking care of the school property. These are all the moral values which has been given by our family members of the generation and from generation to generation, so that it is imbibed in our family culture. These moral values are also given to the citizen so that they enjoy these moral values, so that the country functions properly. A country which do not have moral values will not be able to function properly. So this is the last point which I have explained to you, to express the fundamental identity of our country, of our people, to say that we are proud to be an Indian. I hope I'm quite clear with my explanation. Thank you very much.